Sri Gurubhyo Nama, welcome to online training initiative Ekalaiva. Already we are discussing about the alkenes. In the last class, we have discussed about the preparation and properties, chemical properties of alkenes. Some of the properties are remaining. We are going to see the remaining properties in detail. So I want everybody to be ready with your notebooks. So at least once you have to write here so that you will have some clarity. So are you ready, children? Shall we start? Already in the previous class, I told about the Markovnikov and anti-Markovnikov addition. Today we are going to start with the same concept with some other reagents. So I am going to go inside the lesson now. The next property, reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid. Reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid based on Markovnikov's rule. Reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid which is based on Markovnikov's rule. So we are going to see now CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2. What is the name of this compound? Propene. What is the name of this compound? Propene, because there are 3 carbon. So what is the root word here? Prop is the root word. As double bond is there, the IUPAC ending is in. So what is the name of this compound? Propene. So what I am going to do? I am going to add sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay. Split this sulfuric acid as positive and negative. So what is the positive part here? H plus is the positive part and HSO4 minus is the negative part. So when you split the sulfuric acid, you will be getting positive and negative part. So what is the positive part in sulfuric acid? It is H plus. What is the negative part? HSO4 minus. So we will be getting positive and negative ions. Once again, we are going to talk about Markovnikov's rule. What is Markovnikov's rule? Whenever hydrogen halides or any acid is added to the unsymmetrical alkene. So propene is an unsymmetrical alkene where when you see the double bond, both the sides of double bond, there are different groups. Here when you talk about this compound, this side you see there is only 1 carbon. Towards the other side of double bond there are 2 carbons. So there are different groups attached to the double bond here. So we can call this alkene as unsymmetrical alkene. So here particularly this Markovnikov's addition for unsymmetrical alkene. So I have taken acids, I have split the acid into positive and negative. So whenever acids or hydrogen halides are added to the unsymmetrical alkene, what is the rule? The negative part is added to the carbon having less number of hydrogen. Positive part is added to the carbon having more number of hydrogen. What is the negative part here? This is negative part. Okay. What is the positive part here? This is the positive part. So we will add the compounds now. So here negative part is attached to the carbon having less number of hydrogen. Only this carbon is having less number of hydrogen because only 1 hydrogen. So I am adding the negative part to the carbon having less number of hydrogen and positive part is added to the carbon having more number of hydrogen. Only here I can add because in the first carbon CH3 all the valencies are satisfied. Carbon has got 4 valency. So I cannot join there. So only in this carbon I can add the positive part. So a bisulfate ion is added to the carbon having 1 hydrogen, that is less number of hydrogen, and H plus is added to the carbon having more number of hydrogen. Here carbon having 2 hydrogen atom. So let me see the product now. I am going to write the product in the next page. So once again I will write the reactant, we will see the product. CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2. So I am splitting the sulfuric acid as H plus and HSO4 minus. So HSO4 minus is added to this carbon and H plus is added to this carbon. So what is the product I am getting here? CH3 single bond CH, okay. This bisulfate is added here, so we will be getting the bisulfate ion HSO4. Towards the other side, as hydrogen is added, what will happen to the double bond? It breaks, you will be getting a single bond. So one more hydrogen is added here, already it has got 2 hydrogen, now it becomes CH3. What is the name of this compound? This group is called isopropyl group. How do we call this group? Isopropyl group. So what is the name of this compound? Isopropyl bisulfate. Isopropyl, what is this ion? Bisulfate ion or hydrogen sulfate. So isopropyl bisulfate. So this is according to Markovnikov's rule. So the first compound is over. The next one, I am going to add water to the propene, CH3, single bond CH, double bond CH2. Again, it is an unsymmetrical alkene, propene. So, I am adding water. Write water for my convenience, I am writing it as HOH. What is the positive part? H plus is the positive, OH is negative. Once again, we are going to write Markovnikov's addition. So, what is the reagent here? In the presence of an acid. So, in the presence of an acid, I am adding water. So, once again, we are going to follow Markovnikov's rule. So, what is Markovnikov's? Negative part is added to the carbon having less number of hydrogen. Okay. This carbon only has got only 1 hydrogen, that is less number of hydrogen. So, negative part is OH minus. It is attached to the carbon having, what is that, less number of hydrogen. Positive part is attached to this carbon because this carbon only has got more number of hydrogen. Here I cannot attach because the carbon valency is satisfied there. So what is the compound? Shall we write the compound now? CH3, okay. CH, add OH here, okay. What will happen when hydrogen is added to the carbon? Double bond is broken. It becomes single bond. CH3. What is the name of this compound? See the parent here. Who is the parent here? There are 3 carbon. So, who is the parent? Propane is the parent. There are 3 carbon. Propane is the parent. See the, what is the attachment here? What is the attachment here? OH group is attached here. Actually, it is an alcohol. It is the functional group of alcohol. What is the position of OH? Number the carbon. Second carbon. To the second carbon, OH is attached. What is the position? 2. Okay. Who is the parent here? Propane is the parent. What is the IUPAC ending? For alcohol, OL is the IUPAC ending. So, rub that terminal E. So, rub that terminal E and add OL, which is the IUPAC ending for alcohol. What is the name of this compound? 2-propanol. It becomes 2-propanol. So, all these examples I talked about Markovnikov's rule. So, once again I am telling, whenever Markovnikov's rule we are applying for some reagents, for example hydrogen halides, it can be acids or it can be water, whatever it is. Split the reagent into positive and negative. So, it will be easy for you. So, the negative part of the reagent is added to the carbon having less number of hydrogen. Positive part is added to the carbon having more number of hydrogen. So, we are getting different types of substituted products. So, this is Markovnikov's addition. So, all these properties are based on Markovnikov's addition. The next one, we are going to see some other examples also. For example, you take propene or you take ethene. I am writing ethene here. Ethene reacts with hypochlorous acid, HOCl, in the presence of chlorine water. So, what is my aim? I wanted to add both OH and Cl. So, OH is added to this carbon and Cl is added to this carbon. So, what is the compound I am getting here? CH2OH, okay. Double bond is broken here by adding Cl. So, CH2Cl. See here, there are 2 different groups attached. What are the 2 different groups attached? One side there is OH group, another side chlorine. When OH and chlorine are together in a compound, when OH and chlorine atoms are present in a compound, how do we call that compound? Chlorohydrin. Are present together, we can name it as chlorohydrin, halohydrin. We can name it as halohydrin. But here, halogen, what is the halogen here? So this is chlorine here. So we can name it as chlorohydrin. So chlorohydrin. So what is chlorohydrin? Compound that has OH group as well as Cl. Halogen will be there. Any halogen. If it is a bromine, bromohydrin. If it is a fluorine, fluorohydrin. If it is iodine, iodohydrin. So either one of the halogen should be there. Along with that, there will be OH group also. So when OH as well as halogens are combined in a compound, when both are present. So how do we call that compound? Halohydrin. So halogen stands for, halo stands for halogens, can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. Here it is chlorine. So I am writing the name of the compound as chlorohydrin. So let me see, name this compound. What is the name of this compound? There are 2 carbon. Okay. So who is the parent here? Ethane. Ethane chlorohydrin. Ethane chlorohydrin. Okay. So this is the name of the compound. So what is the reactant name? Ethene. So see, the double bond is converted into single bond. Unsaturated is converted into saturated. So ethene is converted into ethane chlorohydrin. Okay. The next one, allylic substitution. Allylic substitution. I will talk about allylic group now. What is allylic substitution? See this compound, CH2 double bond CH single bond CH3. How do we name this group? This group can be called as allylic group. Allylic group. So how do we call this group? Allylic group. That is, CH2 will be there, double bond will be there, CH, again CH3, double bond and single bond together it will be there. So CH2, double bond CH, single bond CH3, we can call it as allyl group. How we are going to substitute? I am going to add bromine in the presence of, what is the temperature I am using here? 800 Kelvin. So at 800 Kelvin, I am adding bromine. What I am going to do? It is a substitution reaction. I am going to substitute. What is that? CH2. What is the product I am getting here? CH2. Okay. This double bond will come as it is. Okay. This CH also will come as it is. Okay. What is happening here? One hydrogen is removed from here. So in the place of hydrogen, one bromine is substituted. There are 2 bromine. There are 2 bromine atoms. One bromine is removed and substituted here in the place of hydrogen. One hydrogen is removed from here. So one more hydrogen and bromine are readily available. So this hydrogen and bromine combines to give hydrogen bromide. Okay, write the byproduct first. So one bromine from here, one removed hydrogen combines to give HBr. What is remaining here? Only 2 hydrogen atoms, is not? CH2, double bond CH, single bond CH2. Okay. One more bromine is added. There you add here. What is the name of this compound? Allyl bromide. How do we call this group? I told this group as allyl group, is it not? So allyl bromide. So allylic substitution, that means what? To the allyl carbon, I am substituting atoms. So what is the atom is substituted here? Bromine. So allylic substitution is nothing but allyl group is substituted by some other atoms. Here actually I have taken propene. My compound is propene. What I have done? I am adding bromine at 800 Kelvin. So one of the hydrogen is removed from allylic group and in the place of hydrogen bromine is substituted. One more bromine is ready. So this removed hydrogen combines with one more bromine to form HBr. So what is the compound I am getting here? Allylic bromide or allyl bromide. Okay. Next one. One more example we will see. Again it is, what is that? Propene. Propene, it reacts with sulfuryl chloride. What is the name of this compound? sulfuryl chloride. See, sulfur dioxide and chlorine, SO2 and Cl2. So we can call it as sulfuryl chloride. Okay. What is the reagent we are going to use? What is the temperature we are going to use? Here the temperature is, what is that, 475 Kelvin. Temperature is 475 Kelvin. What is that? In traces of peroxide. So peroxide is used as a catalyst here. In traces of peroxide, the reaction is carried over at 475 Kelvin. So what is that we are going to do now? There is a substitution. Listen here. CH2, okay. This double bond will come as it is, okay. This CH also will come as it is, okay. Once again, allylic substitution. So what is happening here? I am going to remove one nitrogen from here. So what will happen? It becomes CH2, okay. So in the place of hydrogen, what is substituted? Chlorine is substituted. So what you will get? CH2 double bond CH, single bond CH2, Cl, okay. What are the byproducts? Sulfur dioxide is removed as a gas here, okay. What is the other byproduct? One chlorine only I have added. One more chlorine is there, one more hydrogen is there. Both are combined to give HCl. So what is the product I am getting here? Allyl chloride. I am getting allyl chloride, allylic substitution. This is allyl group, already I told you. So the allyl group, I have substituted some other atoms. I have removed hydrogen atoms from allyl group and substituted by some other atom. So it is coming under allylic substitution. So what is the compound I am getting here? Allyl chloride with the liberation of sulfur dioxide gas and HCl. So all these are coming under allylic substitution. The next one, we are going to talk about the oxidation reactions. Oxidation reactions of alkenes, very important. Oxidation reactions of alkenes. Here we are going to say different types of reagents and different types of products. What is oxidation actually? Either addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. So here we are going to use different types of oxidizing agents. We are going to see cold dilute alkaline potassium permanganate and acidified potassium permanganate, drastic conditions. Here controlled oxidation, there it is drastic condition. And we are going to talk about combustion reactions, burning of hydrocarbons. What happens when hydrocarbons burns with oxygen? What are the products we are getting here? Carbon dioxide and water. Along with that, heat energy is liberated. So are you ready, children? We are going to see the various oxidation reactions of hydrocarbons. Particularly, we are discussing about alkenes. So we are going to write various oxidation reactions of alkenes. The first one, combustion. What is the first reaction? Combustion. What is combustion? Burning. What do we need for burning? Oxygen. Is it not? So combustion is nothing but burning. What is that we are going to do? Ethene undergoes combustion, that is we are going to add oxygen. So what is happening here? When you are going to add oxygen, what are the products we are getting here? Carbon dioxide and water. Along with that, heat energy is liberated. So combustion, which is an exothermic reaction. What is exothermic reaction? You have learnt in 10th standard. Reactions where heat energy is liberated. See the heat energy. It is liberated along with the products. So it is a exothermic reaction where heat energy is liberated along with products. So what is the compound I have taken here? Ethene. So ethene undergoes oxidation. I am getting carbon dioxide and water. So this is one of the reaction. The next one is controlled oxidation. What is the next one? Controlled oxidation. What is controlled oxidation reaction? We are going to say limited supply of oxygen. We are going to add controlled oxidation. Here I am going to write ethene. Ethene reacts with half molecule of oxygen. What is half molecule of oxygen? One oxygen atom Is it not? So it reacts with half molecule of oxygen at, what is that, 525 Kelvin in the presence of silver catalyst. So what is the product we are getting here? I am getting ethylene epoxide, CH2, oxygen, CH2 again here. So what is that? We can call it as ethylene epoxide. Ethylene epoxide. So it is one of the controlled oxidation product of ethene. So ethene undergoes controlled oxidation with silver catalyst at 525 Kelvin. What is the compound I am getting here? Epoxide. Ethylene epoxide is the product I am getting here. So this is one of the reactions. The other reactions are cold, dilute, neutral, alkaline potassium permanganate. Cold, dilute, neutral, alkaline potassium permanganate. So you know about potassium permanganate is a powerful oxidizing agent, is it not? So in the presence of an acid or an alkali, so it acts as a powerful oxidizing agent. So neutral, what is that? Alkaline, cold, dilute, potassium permanganate. What is the formula for potassium permanganate? KMNO4. KMNO4. We are going to see the oxidation reaction of, what is that? Alkene with cold, dilute, neutral, alkaline, potassium permanganate. I am writing with ethene. CH2 double bond CH2, ethene. I am adding oxygen, water. So what is the reagent I am using here? Cold, dilute, neutral, alkaline, KMNO4. In short, I can call this reagent as Bayer's reagent. What is the name of this reagent? Bayer's reagent. Cold, dilute, neutral, alkaline, potassium permanganate. In short, I can call it as Bayer's reagent. Let me see the products now. For my convenience, I am writing water as HOH. So here one hydroxy group is ready. Here one hydroxy group is ready. One more hydroxy group is also ready. There are two hydroxy groups. I am going to add two hydroxy groups here. CH2OH. Okay, again CH2OH. What is the name of this compound? 1,2 ethane diol. 1,2 ethane diol. So here I am adding water and oxygen. This is an oxidation reaction. I am adding oxygen. In the presence of Bayer's reagent, I am getting two hydroxy groups. I am going to bring it inside. So both the hydroxy groups are attached to the adjacent carbon. So we can call it as vicinal diols. Is it not vicinal diols? So here 1,2 OH groups are attached. So who is the parent here? Ethane. What is the IUPAC ending for alcohol? OL. There are two OH groups. Diol. So what is the name of the compound? 1,2 ethane diol. So up to this I have completed the oxidation reaction. Some more examples also we are going to see. If you like this video, you subscribe for this channel, so you will be getting the latest updates. Thank you, children.